formally announce that on Sunday, August 29th, at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in the Buckeye State, Cleveland, Ohio, and live on Showtime pay-per-view, the main event will feature Jake, the Problem Child, Paul, taking on Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley, in an 8-round cruiserweight bout. Now, it will be fought at a catch weight. They've agreed on a 190-pound weight limit. It will also be coupled with another high-stakes championship fight, because you're going to have the unified champion, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, Amanda Serrano, taking on Yamileth, another champion in Yamileth Mercado. The event being brought to you by Most Valuable Promotions, Showtime pay-per-view, and of course the pay-per-view telecast is going to begin at a special time. We're going to do it at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is 5 o'clock Pacific time. And of course, it's going to be produced, it's going to be distributed by Showtime pay-per-view. Now, tickets for this live event will be available for purchase, and they go on sale next week, Thursday, July 22nd at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Again, Thursday, July 22nd at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Barstool Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner for this event, so you want to lay down some stacks, make sure you hit up Barstool Sportsbook and lay down some money on who you think going to win it. Again, this fight coming your way, Showtime pay-per-view on Sunday, August 29th. Now, let me bring to the podium the brains behind Showtime's boxing schedule. I like to call him boxing's best friend. He is without doubt one of the coolest, most innovative cats in this business. He is the president, he's the GM of Showtime Sports, Mr. Steven Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. For over 35 years, Showtime has been the network for high-quality, big-time combat sports events. From the most promising young prospects to boxing's most accomplished champions, to quite literally the biggest pay-per-views in sports history, to the highest quality, most exciting MMA, we bring it all to you. And as Brian mentioned, our current schedule is a great proof of that. This Saturday, Jermell Charlo goes to hopefully make history in becoming the first undisputed 4-belt champion in the super welterweight division against a very tough Brian Castano. Next week, the 20th anniversary of ShowBox, the unique franchise, Showtime's unique, groundbreaking series. It's the only series in boxing that identifies and develops young champions year after year. And then July 31, right here in LA at the Forum, Bellator's biggest fight ever, Patricio Pitbull versus AJ McKee, the featherweight world champion, the Grand Prix championship, and of course the $1 million bonus. And that's all just in the next 2 weeks. So as you see, Showtime Sports covers every aspect of combat sports. This isn't a trend, it's not a fad. This is who we are. We are the home of premier combat sports. And that's why this event is on Showtime pay-per-view. August 29th is certainly no exception. In just 3 fights, Jake Paul has become the talk of boxing and of combat sports. People ask me repeatedly, why did we become involved in this? What is it that got us involved? And my response is, we weren't the first ones to the party here, but we do recognize a good party when we see one. And the reality, what Jake has done in his first 3 fights is unprecedented in combat sports. No one has generated this kind of attention in 3 fights, in just the first 3 fights of their career. The commitment that Jake has made, and you've seen it already, is that he respects the sport, he takes it seriously, and he is committed to fighting tougher opponents with each fight, and you see that. He is progressing with each fight, and I promise you that will continue to happen going forward. As for Tyson Woodley, well, we know exactly what to expect from him. Strikeforce fighter, appeared 9 times on Showtime. He's a 5-time UFC world champion. 14 of his 19 wins were by TKO or submission. He is an elite combat sports athlete. This is an intriguing matchup, a true 50-50. If anyone tells you they know how this fight is going to go, they're lying. Because this is the epitome of a 50-50 fight. And with that intriguing main event, we're going to surround it with high-quality boxing matches. We have a couple of the fighters here today in one of our featured prelim fights. Showtime is proud of its history in women's combat sports, both boxing and MMA. We've had Amanda Serrano on Showtime before, and we're proud to welcome her back to the network. She is, without question, one of the best pound-for-pound female fighters on the planet, possibly the best pound-for-pound. And she is one of the most exciting fighters, male or female, in the sport. A prolific knockout artist. She's got her work cut out from her. A champion in her own right, Yamileth Mercado, brings her own title history, her own belt into this. She is moving up 4 pounds in this for another installment of the classic Puerto Rico versus Mexico matchup. We will have 2 more fights for the pay-per-view card, which will be announced very shortly. There will be competitive boxing cards. This is not a novelty. This is not an exhibition. This is real boxing. This is a competitive sporting event, and it is something that you should not miss. We thank our partners, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and Barstool Sportsbook, and we will see you all on August 29th.